Hey there, tech fans. Rick here again with a quick review of the Alpha-ESS AP1000 portable power station. This product is perfect if you're looking for a source of portable power that you can take with you on your next outdoor adventure. Let's say, for example, you're heading out for a couple of days of camping and you'd like to have a power source you can use to recharge your phone, your tablet, maybe light up your tent, maybe you've got a compressor to blow up your air mattress. This product can handle all of those tasks and plenty more. It's a mid-sized portable power station, which puts it somewhere between the really small ones that'll only be good for a couple of days and the really big ones that are just too heavy to bring along. So it's in that Goldilocks zone where it's really the perfect balance of portability and power to give you all the energy you need for a couple of days away from home. It's also great if you've got an RV because you can charge it from the RV and it provides 3 different types of outputs: AC, DC, and USB, which pretty much gives you connection for anything you need to recharge or operate. Now, I'd like to start off with an unboxing of the product just to show you everything that's included with the kit, and then I'll actually go through the specifications and explain what Alpha-ESS has built with the AP1000, because there are a lot of portable power stations on the market, and this company, Alpha-ESS, has been in the power business for a long time. They make large units that can actually attach to your home and charge from solar panels as a battery backup source. They make other portable power solutions as well, so they really understand what it takes to build a really good portable power station, and the AP1000 is a good example of that. So I'll point out a few things that they built into this unit that are really leading edge in the space of portable power. And then I'll actually take a closer look at the unit. I'll explain the connections and indicators so you understand how to use it, how to charge it, how to connect things up to it. And then I'll come back one more time and point out a couple of things that really make this special, just to remind you so you can use those to compare it to others you may be considering. So let's get started with the unboxing. When you first pop open the box, you'll find the AP1000, which is a beautiful unit. It's got a really nice handle on the top. It's got this black and yellow kind of color scheme to it. It's a very attractive product. And again, it's not a terribly heavy product. It weighs about 22 pounds, which seems heavy, but you've got a lot of energy inside there, and it's hard really to build a unit that's smaller that provides all the energy this product provides. Also included with the kit is an AC charging unit, so you can use this to charge it at home. You'll simply plug it into the wall, you'll plug the barrel connection into the front of the unit, and you can charge it at home. They also include a car charging kit, so you can plug this into your convenience outlet in the car, plug the barrel connector in the front, and charge it from your car. And they also include a USB-C to USB-C cable, because this unit can be charged in one of 3 ways. You can charge it at home with the AC in your home. You can charge it from the DC in your car. You can also charge it from a solar panel, and I'll explain that in a little bit. Or you can charge it through the USB-C port on the front. So that's a bi-directional USB-C port. And if you want, you can actually charge it through the AC unit and the USB at the same time and really speed up the charging cycle. Also included is a warranty card and a full instruction manual that explains everything you could possibly want to know about the AP1000. So always read through this manual to make sure you get the best value out of the product. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the unit itself. So it's got an internal capacity of 1,036 watt hours. That's a lot of capacity in a unit like this. That's going to give you plenty of external power to operate and charge all of your devices. It has a 1,000 watt output that can surge to 2,000 watts. Now that's important because if you're using power tools or anything with a motor or an impeller inside of it, it's going to draw a little bit more current when it first turns on. And a lot of the units on the market have a hard limit as far as how much power they can supply to external devices. So if you plug a drill into some of those units and you start drilling into a piece of wood and you hit a hard part of the wood, it's going to draw more current. You're going to pop a breaker on a lot of the other units. With this one, 1,000 to 2,000 watts, which is a lot of energy to come out of the unit. It's also incredibly portable. A lot of these products are kind of heavy and don't give you that energy density. So when I said before, it's the perfect balance of power and portability, it really is, again, it's right in that Goldilocks zone where it's small enough to bring along, but powerful enough to give you all the energy you need for a couple of days. Now, when you're looking at a portable power station like this, there are really 3 things you need to keep in mind. How do you charge it? And then what type of battery chemistry is inside the unit, what kind of protections are built in around that battery chemistry. And then once you have this charged unit and you take it out in the field, how can you distribute that energy to external devices? So let's start with the charging. I mentioned before there are 4 ways to charge this unit. AC kit at home, DC kit in your car, solar panels. This unit can be directly charged off a solar panel, and that's one of my favorite ways to charge a unit when I'm out camping. I'll bring a small portable solar panel with me, I'll set it up outside the tent, I'll drink in that sunlight, it converts it to electrons, and those electrons charge the unit. The important thing to remember, though, is that solar panels are not that great as far as efficiency goes because the sun can move, the clouds can show up, it can be late in the afternoon, so the amount of power that those solar panels generate can fluctuate quite a bit. This unit has a specialized circuit built in called an MPPT circuit, and what that circuit does is look at the power coming from the solar panels and does everything it can to groom that power to squeeze every last electron out of the energy that's being generated by those solar panels. So what it does is provide a faster and a safer way to charge your internal batteries. A lot of other units don't have an MPPT. They require an external unit or solar panels that have that built in. So that's saving you a few dollars by building it into the unit. You can also charge it through the USB-C in the front. That's the fourth way. Now that's certainly the slowest way because this is a gigantic battery, and if you compare it to the battery in your phone or your tablet, you can tell how long that takes to charge. So you wouldn't want to charge this primarily off a USB-C, but using the USB-C and the AC together can really speed up the charging cycle. So if you're at home, plug it into the wall, plug it into a high-powered USB-C charger at the same time, and you can really cut down on that charging cycle. All right, so now that you've got the unit charged, or you understand how to charge it, and my favorite way to charge it's at home, what kind of battery technology is inside the unit? It's got lithium-ion batteries inside of it, which are some of the latest battery chemistry in the market. But the important thing is there's a battery management system built into it, a brains, if you will, a digital brains, that looks at the amount of current that's coming in and constantly monitors how that current is being distributed across all the cells inside the unit. And that's really important because you want to get as long a life out of a product like this as possible. And if you don't have a really sophisticated battery management system, you may charge certain cells more than other cells. They're not going to be balanced. And the problem is it can get lopsided over time across those cells. And you may have some cells that'll actually go bad on you, which means you can't fully charge the unit anymore. So having a huge battery management system that's incredibly sophisticated ensures that any energy coming in is evenly distributed across the batteries that are inside there. And those batteries are constantly being monitored as well. So there's technology in here that looks for short circuits, overcurrent, overvoltage, overtemperature, all the things that can damage the internal batteries are being sensed by the unit. And if any of those conditions happen, it springs into action and protects the internal cells. It also protects all the external things that you've connected up. Because when you think about it, all the things you're going to connect to this, your tablet, your phone, your camera, your drone batteries, your TV, whatever it happens to be, add up to a lot more than the cost of the unit. So you want to be careful that all the tech you're plugging into it is gently and carefully charged from the unit without damaging it. And again, that's what that battery management system does. It's constantly monitoring what's been plugged in and doing its best to deliver the right amount of current and voltage to that device at the right time to safely charge or operate it. So it's a smart unit from that perspective. So we've got 4 ways to charge it, latest battery technology inside the unit. Now that I've got a fully charged battery, how can I use the unit out in the field to charge and operate all my portable devices? Well, that's the best part. A lot of units on the market provide an AC output, a DC output like in your car, and a USB output. This one provides all 3 of those, but it also provides a Qi charging pad on top where you can charge 2 units wirelessly. So if you've got a phone or you've got a set of earbuds that charge through wireless connections, just set them on top of the unit and they'll wirelessly charge. So that's kind of an advantage over a lot of other units that require you to carry cables out in the field. And you can still plug a lot of cables into this and charge 12 things at the same time. But knowing I can drop my phone on top here and my earbuds over here and have them charge while I'm connected up front just makes things a whole lot easier. And it also eliminates the need to carry an extra cable, which I like an awful lot because when we're going camping, the last thing I want is a big bag of cable. So that's pretty cool. All right, so let's talk about some of the front end stuff. So you've got the ability to actually connect to DC right here. So DC is 12 volts just like in your car, and there's a full-size DC outlet like your convenience outlet in the car. So anything you plug into your car, you can plug in there and charge it just fine. That outlet will provide 12 volts at 10 amps. That's a lot of current for DC. Your car's got about the same amount of current. So again, anything you plug into your car, you can plug in there. You can also plug in a standard car charger that has USB connections on it and amplify or actually extend the number of USB connections. In addition to that, there are 2 55-25 plugs right here. Now those are barrel connections that are specialty connections that deliver 12 volts at 10 amps between them. And you can find cables in the market that will turn those into another convenience outlet, or cables in the market that can directly charge things like game consoles or laptops or some cameras on the market. So those are nice because I've got 3 ways to use the DC. As far as the AC goes, I've got 3 AC plugs on the front here, and those are 3-prong plugs, which means anything you plug in at home, you can plug in there. And the AC can deliver 1,000 watts of steady state current with a surge up to 2,000 watts. So like I mentioned before, if you're plugging in a drill, plug it in right there on the front, use your drill, no worries whatsoever. You want to charge your laptop, plug your laptop charger in. If you're bringing a drone along, you've got drone batteries to charge, plug it in, no problem. You want a lamp in your tent, plug it in there, you're good to go. So you've got 3 of them, all 3 can be used at the same time, and here's the best part. those are full sine wave, pure sine wave output. Now that's important because a lot of the portable power stations in the market use a less sophisticated AC generation system, and it uses a modified sine wave. It's not a really clean wave, and that's okay if you're doing things like chargers or lights or things like that that are not that sophisticated. But if you're plugging in complicated electronics like a laptop or maybe a camera or drone batteries, whatever you're charging, you want to make sure you have a pure sine wave output, and this gives you that pure 60 cycle 120 volt sine wave output, which is great. All right, so the last thing you've got, 3 ports on this side, USB. Now USB is interesting because there are 2 styles of USB connections. USB-C, which is the newer style, those are the smaller connectors, and USB-A, which are the older, larger connectors. You have 2 USB-A connections over there that will deliver 5 volts at 2.4 amps each, which is the highest amount of current that you can get out of a USB-A connection. So anything you plug in to a standard USB charger at home, you can plug in there and charge it to your heart's content. Phone, tablet, camera batteries, whatever you happen to plug in. The best part though is you've got a single USB-C port over there that's bidirectional, so you can use that to charge the unit, again in conjunction with the AC or on its own, but it also can supply USB-C current out of the unit, which is also PD or power delivery, which means that port will detect devices that are power delivery capable. It'll interrogate that device, figure out what the voltage and current that device needs to charge it quickly and safely, and will automatically adjust the voltage and current to accommodate that device. In addition to that, it also provides up to 100 watts of charging current, and the reason that's important is because if you have a larger tablet, a game console, a laptop, anything that draws a lot of current like that to charge, you need to have a lot of current coming out of a portable power station. Most of the units on the market may provide 30 watts or 65 watts. They'll go to 100 watts in some cases, but this delivers a pure 100 watts of PD QC charging, or PD USB-C charging. So it gives you the latest and greatest technology inside the unit, as well as a tremendous amount of current out to that device. And again, it'll charge it quickly and safely. And then finally, you've got the 2 Qi ports on the top, these pads up here, that'll wirelessly charge your devices. So you can charge a total of 12 things at the same time. And the last thing I'll mention, this unit has a feature built in called charge through, which means you can plug this in at home, charge the internal batteries, and while you're charging those internal batteries, you can use all of the outputs at the same time. So if you're getting ready to head out on a camping trip, you probably have 5 or 6 things you're going to bring along. You're certainly going to want to charge all those devices before you leave. So plug this in the kitchen or the rec room, wherever you're going to plug it in, and then connect your phone, connect your batteries for the camera, connect your tablet, your drone, whatever you want to charge. You can charge it while you're charging the internal batteries. So it's almost like a Swiss Army knife of charging capabilities externally that allows you to charge stuff while you're charging the internal batteries, which I think is a wonderful feature. A lot of products don't have that. You can only charge the unit, and then you have to externally charge those other devices. So what they've tried to do, Alpha-ESS, with this unit is build in a lot of forward-looking technology and features that customers care about, and I think they've done a great job with the AP1000. Now, if you stay tuned next, I'll take a closer look at the unit, and then I'll come back and point out a few things that I really like about this particular product that you can use to compare it to others you may be considering. On the front of the AP1000, right in the center, you'll find a digital display that'll give you all the information you need to understand about the current state of the power station. To turn that on, just tap that button right there, and you'll see immediately the current charge level, which is 33%. You'll also see the input current when you're charging the unit and the output current when you're charging things from the unit. So when you're charging it, keep an eye on this number right here, and when you're using it, keep an eye on that number right there. And that's really a helpful display to let you know when you may need to charge the unit again and how much current you're drawing out of the unit, so you can decide what you want to keep plugged in if you're getting a little low on power. To the right of that is the DC output section. You can turn this on by tapping that button. You'll see the LED come on. Once you turn it on, all of these ports become active. If you turn it off, none of these are active, and that's really nice to be able to control which section is turned on at any given time. But once you turn this on, this output will give you 12 volts at 10 amps, and that's a standard port just like in your car. And you'll also find two 5525 ports right here that you can add a specialty cable to charge a laptop or DVD player, or you can get another one of these with an adapter to plug right in there. These will supply 12 volts at 10 amps as well. Below that are 3 AC ports, and these are all 3-prong ports. They'll supply 110 volts at 60 hertz of pure sine wave output, up to 1,000 watts steady state, and they can surge up to 2,000 watts. You can turn these on by tapping that button right there. And then finally, there's a USB section over here, and you'll find 2 USB-C ports and 2 USB-A ports. The 2 USB-A ports provide 5 volts at 2.4 amps each. The USB-C ports are a little bit different. The bottom one can supply 5 volts at 3 amps, and the top one is a PD or power delivery port that actually supplies up to 100 watts of output. That's PD power, so it's a smart port. It's also bidirectional. You can use this to charge the unit in conjunction with other power supplies. And then finally above that is the input, and the input allows you to charge it from the AC unit at home, the DC unit in your car, or a solar panel, and you can use that in conjunction with the PD port right there. To turn off the display, just tap that button one more time. On the top of the unit, you'll find 2 Qi charging pads. These are both wireless charging pads that will work with any compatible device like a phone or a tablet or earbuds or a watch. Just drop it right on top of the unit and it'll start charging wirelessly. Both of these can provide 10 watts of wireless charging, which means they're safe to use with your watch, your earbuds, your phone, your tablet, anything that charges through a Qi wireless pad. On the rear of the unit is a courtesy light that can be really handy in a dark campsite, and it actually offers 3 different settings, low, medium, and high. You can turn it on by tapping that button right there, and tap it again to move through the 3 settings. So I'll tap it once, I'm on low, there's medium, and there's high. And that's plenty of light. I mean, that'll light up a campsite. To turn it off, tap it one more time. They also offer an emergency setting, which is an SOS beacon, and that can be handy if you've broken down on the side of the road or just want to let somebody know you're in trouble. And to activate the SOS, you'll double tap this button like that, and it'll move into SOS mode. And that lets people know that maybe there's an emergency situation off to the side of the road, or you just need a little help. And turn it off, you'll tap it again, and then it shuts off. And that's pretty much it for the courtesy light, but I think it's nice they built that in, and I didn't expect to use that as much as I actually did, so it's a really handy thing. You don't have to go fishing around for a flashlight. On both sides of the unit, you'll find ventilation slots with a fan behind this, and I think it's great that they've actually built that into their logo, because what happens is when you turn the AC on or you're using a lot of power out of the unit, it gets a little bit warm. That fan is thermally sensitive, so it knows that it's getting warm. The fan will turn on, and it actually pulls air through the unit and out the other side. So it's really nice that they've got cooling built into the unit to keep your battery safe and keep the unit at a comfortable temperature. On the bottom of the unit, you'll find 4 rubber feet that are great for protecting the surface you set it down on. They also keep it from sliding around on a slippery surface, so when you put it down, they'll also absorb some of the shock. If you're putting this thing down hard, it's not going to be transferred to the internal electronics, so it's nice they built these large feet on the bottom. I hope that closer look was helpful. Now here are a few really important things to keep in mind when you're comparing the Alpha-ESS AP1000 to other portable power stations you might be considering. The first thing is the charging cycles. This unit provides 4 different ways to charge the unit. You can use the AC kit, the DC kit in your car, you can use a solar panel. It's got a built-in MPPT, which is a difference from a lot of other products on the market that require an external circuit, and you can charge it over USB-C. So you've got 4 different ways to charge the unit, whether you're at home or you're out in the field, or maybe you're driving to your campsite. That's a great advantage over a lot of other products. As far as the battery technology goes, it's lithium ion, which is one of the latest technologies on the market today, which means you're going to get a lot of charge cycles. You're also going to retain that charge longer. A lot of the portable power stations in the market use an older battery technology, which means they don't hold on to the charge as long. So you may charge those other units on a Monday, and by the time you head out for the camping trip on a Thursday, you might already be down to 80%. With this one, you can charge it, you're going to get a couple of days easily out of 100% hold on that charge. Another big difference between them is that this unit provides all the outputs you're going to care about for charging external devices. When you show up at your campsite, you've got 4 different ways to use the power that you brought with you in the AP1000. So what they've done with this unit is really create a product that allows you to take energy out in the field, charge all your portable devices when you're away from home, and really have the peace of mind of knowing that that's not going to damage anything you connect up to it, and it's really going to protect you from any kind of situation. So hopefully you found this review helpful. I think it's a great unit. I like it an awful lot. I've been using it for quite some time. I think you're going to like it as well. So thanks a lot for watching, and until next time, as always, stay nerdy.